seemed like he'd been knocking on the door of a, I don't want to say a breakout game because we know the type of player he is, but first career double-double today.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
He was close a few, he's been close. He's had a few non-rebound games. So, I thought his ability to go and grab the basketball, especially with LJ out, who's one of our better rebounders as well, was huge, especially down the stretch. Some of those, I didn't know he could get up like that, and so he told on himself a little bit. But some of those kind of, again, they surprised me. And so I think for him, because of the way people have started out the year guarding him, he's had to make a conscious effort to try to find other ways to get himself going, to score the basketball. Part of that is my job. Most of it is his, and he knows that. We've talked a lot about it. So, he was the player of the game, and he's – somebody said the other day the law of averages will spill out with him, and they did today because he's I've said this, I think he's the most underrated player in our league, and today when he plays like that, it makes us hard to beat.
And it started early with LJ Thorpe, but it seemed like, especially late, Doc had some good drives. Trent got to the rim, just getting to the rim and making some big-time buckets, the ability to drive. Yeah.
LJ got us going a little bit early, and he just really struggled with foul trouble. Picked up his third, and right there at the very end of the first. And that's more my fault than his. But, and then he gets one early in the second. And so it kept him on his heels after getting off to a really good start. But that's going to happen. You got to find ways to win when your better players maybe are not playing great that particular night. And Tay obviously jumped off the page, but so did Silas and so did Doc. Those guys really picked it up. And then Tay had such a great game today, it probably overshadows how good Trent was. I thought he just led our team all day long, and I'm really proud of all of them.
And a couple different style teams, you think, coming into Citadel shoots a ton of threes, into Central, really tough defensively, creating a lot of steals, but back-to-back some really grindy wins for you guys.
And this was a stretch where we knew we had 4 in a row at home, and but like I tell the guys, just because you're playing at home guarantees you nothing when you're playing really good opponents, and Citadel's a really good opponent. These guys are. I think they've been in the NCAA tournament 3 times since recently, and then obviously on Wednesday we got an opponent we know well. We've already played this year coming in here, so you want good games at home, but when you do that, you got to be ready to play. And so I thought for the most part, especially from a defensive standpoint, which is the way it needs to be, our guys have done a good job the last 2 games.